first and foremost. So good. Good morning, Hot Tots, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm just going to answer the other half of your questions from my Q&A, baby. I didn't get to answer a lot of the questions that were asked on my other Q&A, and I'm gonna try to get through most of them today. A lot of them were YouTube related, and so if you guys do have any more intensive questions or want more details about like YouTube channels and all of that stuff, let me know. I'll also link my previous one that I made about YouTube down below in the description box, so you can watch that. So one of my questions was suggestions about starting a channel and building a channel. So I think before you start a YouTube channel, you do have to kind of have a niche. Like you really, truly you don't have to, but it's easier to gain subscribers and followers if you actually have something educational or something worth value that you're putting out there for people and they know to come to you for that. You know what I mean? And honestly, sometimes this can take time. So you could start a channel and do lifestyle stuff, do whatever you want to do. And then as time moves on, you can really try to like narrow down your niche, see what people liked the most and go from there. I do not suggest you starting a channel if you're just looking to make money because honestly, it takes a long time to make money. And then it always ebbs and flows anyways. And don't mind this, this all has to go downstairs. But anyway, so it's just kind of like if you're starting off a channel just to make money, you're probably not going to go anywhere with it. Some people do start a YouTube channel and then take off, but it's very rare. And I also think too, people are attracted to genuine personalities and people being genuine in general. So they know if you're just kind of here to just kind of make a quick buck. And by the way, it's just not quick. It's not quick to make a buck on YouTube. You really have to build your subscriber count. You have to build your momentum. You have to find your niche. You got to find your rhythm. It just takes a long time and it's a lot of work. So if you're thinking this would just be a fun side thing that won't take much time out of your day and it is fun, but it does take a lot of time and it does take a lot of effort. And like today is Sunday and I really don't want to be doing any YouTube stuff. I just feel like laying around, hanging out with friends. I want to go get dinner and drinks with my friends tonight. And there's no way I can do that because I didn't do this in time. And tomorrow is when I'm supposed to be posting in the morning. And you know what I mean? Like I could just say, screw it, but I have an obligation to you guys. I also just like to be consistent and make sure that you guys can count on me. So you know what I mean? You got to give and take a lot when it comes to YouTube. So I would just say to start a channel, just start it. Try to think of something that you're good at or something that you would bring value to people with, whether that's just talking about finances, talking about marketing, talking about social media, making people happy by various things that you do, health and wellness, diet, food, but you have to continue it for so long, you know? So it's kind of like you need to make sure that you like it and that it's bringing value to the people who are watching it. Do you ever get creeped out by people on YouTube? Yes. Not by people actually on YouTube, obviously, but like people who comment or people who DM me. Yeah. I sometimes get like weird vibes from people. There are some people that will like message me and be like, sorry, I'm not trying to be creepy, but I just love you and that's fine, you know? But there are some people who say stuff like that and then they say weird things and I'm like it's just very awkward. And also you have to remember, like, I don't know you. So it's just weird sometimes. Like, I will tell you, there are some people I just instantly click with. It does not feel weird and it is what it is. But there are some people where I'm like, huh? Like, why are you telling me this? Little TMI, I don't know you type of thing, you know? But it's like, for the most part, I don't. For the most part, people are really cool and really chill and a lot like me, I feel like a lot of my subscribers, I feel like, are similar to me, or at least someone I can hang out with that maybe you're not just like me, but you know, type of thing. And I feel like that makes sense because you would think that the people you surround yourself with or who would like you are people that you most likely would maybe like, you know? But there are some people that I'm like, are they going to show up at my front door? I don't know. Scary. How do you stop binges or falling off the wagon? So I don't necessarily stop. I let myself eat what I want to eat, and I've just found a way of finding lower point ways to eat them. So when I want pizza, I make a pizza. And even if I go over 10 points, I'd rather go over 10 points than 90 points. You know what I mean? By ordering a Donato's pizza, I'll go get my Greek yogurt and get some self-rising flour and make 2-ingredient dough, make a huge pizza as big as I want it and eat as much as I want, because you're still going to be, you know, taking in a lot less calories than if you bought a Donato's pizza, you know? So I just tried to be like, okay, I'm so hungry right now. I really, really want a baked potato, or I really, really want chicken nuggets and fries. And I'll go buy from the store like Kroger or Ore-Ida French fries and chicken nuggets and make as many as I want, because like I said, still that's less calories. So I do give into my cravings. I do binge sometimes, not binge, but you know, I feel like I've really stopped the binging. The only time I binge, I've realized though, is when I go out to eat somewhere good and I know it's like my treat meal day and I'm just so excited to eat all these different things and like I want to try everything, and then I almost overeat and I feel so uncomfortable. But you got to kind of let yourself have that, because it's going to happen. It's fine. It's just moving on from that. So making that like that meal and moving on from that meal, and not making the next meal a big binge fest too, you know, not making the next meal like another Wendy's chicken nugget situation. You know what I mean? So of course, sometimes I go grab Wendy's, sometimes I grab Arby's, sometimes, you know, sometimes I just buy food and I'm like, screw it, and I eat it. But I still eat it in the sense of like, okay, I'm eating this until I'm content, and then I'm going to stop eating it. And sometimes that doesn't happen. We all fall off the wagon. It's just what you do moving forward, you know? But sometimes I do go out to dinner and I go crazy. But what I do is I stop it there. You know what I mean? I stop it at that meal. I don't continue it on now for, if that's breakfast, I went to brunch with my girlfriends and we have champagne and we eat breakfast and we're eating all this food and it's good. I don't carry that on for lunch. I don't carry that on for dinner. I just eat a normal point Weight Watcher friendly dinner and a normal point lunch, you know, and I just move on. I say, okay, those are the calories. It is what it is. I don't even sit there and track my binge. I just move on from it. So that was another question, is like, if you overeat, do you track it? No. So if it's like, I know that my extra points are gone, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just went to Arby's and I had a sandwich and I had fries and I had a Jamocha shake and I had a Hershey pie. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be way over my points. I don't sit there and dwell on it and then make myself put it in my tracker and stare at it. I just literally move on from it. So if I did that at lunch, then at dinner, I still make my steak stir fry like you guys are used to, or I still make my, you know, wraps or tacos or whatever that I would make if I were on point for that day. And then I just don't count the rest of that day, because obviously my points are going to be all messed up. I just am like, okay, this would be about 8 points. That's what I'm going to have for dinner. I also don't overcompensate. So I don't like then not eat dinner because I had a big lunch. I just move on. You know what I mean? Because when you sit there and dwell on it and then you're sitting there tracking it, then you're getting all mad at yourself, then you're frustrated, then you're like, well, screw it. The whole day is ruined. No, it's not. You're fine, you know? And it may even help your metabolism rev up a little bit. So just calm down, get through that meal, next meal, get back on it. When you get sad, what is your go-to for resetting yourself? So I kind of have a couple things. It depends like my level of sadness. So if I'm really, really sad and upset, or like in a real depressed mood, I will just lay in bed. I give myself one full day. Now, if this starts like at nighttime, I give myself the whole next day full. I give myself the full next day to eat what I want, do what I want. I'm sad, I'm crying, I'm laying in bed, I'm doing whatever, right? I get a pity party day. I get one pity party day. And then the next day, I sleep in, usually if I'm not working. And then I get myself up and I go on a walk outside. I always tell myself, even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's once around the little block, that's fine, but you need to go outside. So I go outside, I usually walk. I end up walking always for like a half an hour. Even if I'm freezing cold, it just helps me to get that vitamin D. Outside too, like you truly get like different energies from the earth and the sun and everything, you know what I mean? So it really does help you scientifically. So I just try to get outside. If I can't be outside more than 15 minutes, I come back inside and that's it. But I always try to get myself outside. After that, I come in, I try to make myself a breakfast or something to eat. And then I just watch movies that I love and TV shows that I love to like get my mind off of myself. but I try to get some type of movement in. And then more than likely on like the third day, I try to get up and get back into like a routine, but I give myself a day or two to just be. And then I'm sad sometimes. Sometimes I'm just sad and I'm going about my day, but my routine helps me, you know? So I get up, I do my routine of going to work out or just going on a walk if I feel like I can't work out because my brain doesn't want me to. I go on a walk, I come home, I just make my food like I normally would do, work like I normally would do, and stay inside like I normally would do. A lot of times too, I try to get myself out of my house. Like I try to go to Target or I try to go see my family, even though I don't want to. It always helps me. It like shakes it off because when you're really depressed, you want to just stay inside yourself, you know? But then once you're around people, you can feel weird and not really want to be there, but it helps to shake you up in your brain. So that's what I do. What would you say is key when you first start your weight loss? Focus on the food first. Don't even pretend to try to work out. Like, I feel like working out is a good thing for you, but it's like overwhelming. I focus on the food first. So when you start Weight Watchers or you start your weight loss, focus on just trying to do a month of tracking every day and eating on point or eating within your calories or whatever, because doing too much at once is overwhelming, and then you feel bad, and then you feel like you suck, and then you feel like you can't do it, and it just becomes too much. So for the first like 5 or 6 months of my weight loss journey, like when I started actually trying at Weight Watchers and started my channel, I didn't work out at all. I would go on some walks, but that was it. And I went on walks literally for my mental health, not even for my physical, and just to like get out of my house when I was bored. But all the food, I just focused on the food first. Once I got a handle on the food, I had my go-to meals, I had things figured out. I was like, oh, okay, I'll try to like work out twice a week then, like true workouts of like, you know, going to like doing Peloton, or at the time I didn't have a Peloton. So it would be like going to a spin class or doing like a Zumba video or something like that. I would try to do that twice a week. And that was it, no pressure. And if I didn't do it twice a week, who cares? I was literally just trying to focus on food and then kind of gradually moved on. And now I'm at a place where I can eat food and I know how to eat more food without adding a ton of calories. So I feel in control of my food situation. So now when I work out 5 days a week, I feel like if I'm starving, I know exactly what to throw together to like stuff up my stomach with tons of veggies and fruits and stuff like that. And I don't feel overwhelmed by that feeling. I feel like when you first start losing weight or trying to lose weight, you're just so hungry because you're just so used to eating in bulk or being able to stuff your tummy. And so then when you do work out, you feel ravenous. You're like, oh my gosh. And you just want to eat everything and you don't have the control or the knowledge or your go-to foods that help you to just not lose that control. You know, like when I get home from a workout and I am starving, I know exactly what I can make. I know 10 meals I can make off the top of my head to help me satiate that hunger and to really like get myself like in a good spot, and then I'm good to go. You know, I'm still within my points. I'm still feeling great. Before I would not have done that. Before I would have been like, oh my God, I'm just so hungry. And I would end up in a fast food line, you know? So focus on the food first. Okay, so this was a huge question. I've been getting this a lot recently. So why not just count calories instead of points since you switch up the points with random things? There's a lot of answers for this for me. So one, I don't know, maybe I'll eventually go to calorie counting, right? Like I don't know what the future holds. What I do know is points make more sense in my head and don't make me crazy. So I feel like some people feel restricted with points, right? Because they see that they only have 20 points, which by the way, you can change that with your assessment. So you can get like 30 points, but they see their points and they're like, I only have 3 points left. Oh my gosh. When I see calories, I feel I only have 300 calories left. Oh my gosh. Like if I say I have 3 points left for the day, I know that chicken, eggs, veggies, fruits are all 0 points for me. So I know I have so many options of what to make. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel restricted at all when I have points because I'm like, oh, I know all these things I can make with eggs or chicken or shrimp and all this stuff to make a huge meal for 3 points and hit up as a dessert at the end. You know, like I know that because I have 0 point foods. It like helps my brain not feel constricted and feel scared. Like, oh my gosh, I ate that thing for lunch and now I only have 300 calories. And like, what's 300 calories? I'm not gonna have enough food, you know, that's how my brain gets with calories. It's always been that way. I have done keto, calorie counting, macros, Weight Watchers, obviously, Jenny Craig. I mean, you name it, I've done it. I've had a nutritionist before. I've had a personal trainer before. Since I was like 14, I've been trying to lose weight. And I will say that points just help me to do that. Points make sense in my head. And again, no matter what, everything is just a tool. It's just a tool to help you lose weight based off what works for you. If macros work better for you, great, do macros, you know? If calories work better for you, great, do calories. Points work better for me. I also know in my brain, it's so comfortable for me and it makes sense to me to change points of some foods because I know why they are the way they are. I know that 1 point pretty much equals anywhere between 50 to 80 calories. So if I'm eating something, like I said, that's 150 calories and that may be higher in points because it's higher in fat. And so they want it to be something that you stay a little more away from because Weight Watchers wants you to stay away from saturated fats and stuff. Like, I know this. I know that that thing is only 150 calories. 150 calories is usually 3 or 4 points, no matter what. So I know that. So I change it to that, you know, because I get what they're doing, but I don't agree with everything they do, you know? So it's like, it's just like when you're counting calories and you go over by 80 calories that day, you're not like, oh, this day's shot. Oh gosh, this day sucks. You know, it's like you change and acclimate your calories based on that day, and you may change or acclimate your calories the next day because of the day before. It's same thing with points. I could give the exact points of everything, but I just know with the way that I eat, I end up eating lower calories sometimes in my day. Even with my weeklies at the end of the week, I've done the math, I've done the calorie counting. I know I'm in a good place if I add or I just deduct a point or two for this or that. It's fine. I don't do it every day. You know what I mean? Like, I do it for those ice cream sandwiches that I got because I know they're only 150 calories. I did it for that Alfredo. I don't count my 1 serving of creamer in the morning, which is 35 calories. But for the most part, that's it. Like, I do change some things randomly here and there, but it's here and there. It's not every day all the time. So it's okay. I'm staying consistent with my points. I'm staying consistent with my calorie deficit, staying consistent with my workouts. It'll be okay. I've consistently done all these different types of diets and all these different types of way of counting your calorie intake. Weight Watchers right now works best for me. The end, okay? And like, yeah, like I said, am I always gonna do Weight Watchers? I don't know. I may change to calories, and I truly love Weight Watchers. Like, I love doing the plan. So I'm gonna do me, you do you, boo. What editing software do you use? I use iMovie. I have it on my phone and on my laptop. So a lot of times I edit on my phone all the time. And so I, a lot of times, record on my phone because it's easier for me to edit on my phone just really quick instead of popping out my laptop. But yeah, just iMovie, that's all I use. You can get, a lot of people do Final Cut Pro, but you have to like relearn it all. And I just feel like until I feel like I need to, then I'll get Final Cut Pro. But as of now, I don't really care. iMovie's good for me. What other YouTubers would you film with if you could? Obviously, Olivia Freda Kerr. She's one of my besties on YouTube. I love her. And same thing with Lauren, Louise Lane's channel. I love Louise Lane. Me and her are pretty like cool. We're very similar, so it's so easy to talk to Lauren. I love Lauren. I love Olivia. She's just like an angel from heaven above. And then obviously anyone big. A lot of people love Whitney Simmons, and I think she's super nice and cool. Like, she seems nice, but like, I don't know if we would mesh actually. Like, I feel like she is very introverted, so I don't know, but she seems really cool. But big influencers, probably Jaclyn Hill, because she cracks me up and I just love her personality. I feel like me and her would just like click and have so much fun together. It wouldn't have to be about food or about makeup. I would just love to like hang out with her, honestly. I feel like we would get along really well. What made you want to start losing weight if you felt you didn't look bad with the way your body was before? So this will be my last question for today, okay? Because I just talk forever. So I see that this is already like 25 minutes. I've never like absolutely hated my body or anything, but I always just knew that I was overweight. And I got made fun of a little bit when I was younger about being heavy, but I wasn't like super tortured or anything because everyone like liked me as a person. I also just had a really good group of friends that were like, you know, really cool with like, they would kick people's asses for me. But the reason why is because I was unhappy with my own body. So I think you can be healthy at a lot of different weights, you know, like I feel like some people think just because someone's thin that they're healthy, they're not. Like I remember when I did cross country, I was one of like the middle to heaviest girls on my cross country team. And I could run, we had to run like 2.8 or 3.2 miles or something for every like race or whatever. And I would beat half of them. And I was heavier, you know? And then also I remember like just being around some of my skinny friends, they couldn't even like run down a soccer field without being so out of breath and like keeling over and acting like they were dying. And I'm like, oh, I'm completely fine. So it's like being healthy is all relative. It's like, you don't have to be this skinny, in shape person to be a healthy person. You can be overweight and still be healthy in my eyes. If you have good cardio health, good heart health, and you know, you're feeding your body the right foods most of the time, yeah, you might have some extra chub on you and you might not be perfect, but that doesn't mean you're unhealthy. Your heart is healthy, your body is healthy, and you're healthier than some of these skinny people who are naturally thin. So they feel like they don't need to eat healthy. They don't need to do all these things. And they probably have higher cholesterol and all this stuff. The reason why I wanted to lose weight was for me because of how I felt in my body. You know, I didn't like my body and what it looked like. And that may have a lot to do with the world and what it makes you feel. But I also felt uncomfortable. Like if I got really full, I just felt like I looked actually pregnant. I still feel like that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I just wanted to get to a place finally where I could sit at the edge of a pool in my bathing suit out of the pool and sit there. And if I had rolls, but I didn't care. You know what I mean? It wasn't about anyone else. It's about me. I don't want to care about sitting at the edge of a pool and having a roll or two show. I want to get to a place mentally and physically where I sit there and I don't give a shit because I'm like, I look good. I like the way I look, you know? And so that's why I started trying to lose weight. And that's why I continue to try to lose this last little bit of weight because I'm not at that point yet. I don't dislike my body at all. There are things I want to work on. And I think that's the beauty of life is like the second that you're working on yourself, there's always something to work on, whether it's emotionally, physically, all of that. You're always going to be working on yourself, you know? And the thing I want to get to is if someone asks me like to go on this vacation, I just want to be like, cool, yeah, I'm ready. Let me get some cute suits. I don't want to feel like, oh gosh, oh no, I'm not like beach ready type of feeling. And I don't feel like that. Like I feel like 90% pretty confident, but there's still that 10%. And I just want that. I want to try my best to get my body to a place where I'm so proud of it. And I'm so proud of myself and I'm consistently doing the things to help myself and my body to make me stay proud. So whether or not that's 10 more pounds or 0 pounds, but I'm just working out more consistently, putting better foods into my body consistently, then that's what it is. You know what I mean? But I got to a place within my weight and with my life where I was like, okay, Sophie, stop crying. Stop crying about yourself. Either suck it up and accept it because you're not doing anything about it. So suck it up. This is the way you're going to look. If you want to look like, since you're not doing anything about it, this is the way you're going to look. Suck it up and be happy or do something about it, you know? And I was like, no, I need to do something about it. The one thing that's my biggest pet peeve about people is the crybaby thing of, oh, I'm not naturally skinny. Oh, yeah, me neither. You know, I was thinking that to myself. Like I say this stuff to myself, like, Sophie, you have a great life. You have this, you have that, like, and you're going to cry because you're chubby. That's something you can change. That's something you can help yourself with. And when I thought about it, I'd always say, well, I tried. No, you didn't try enough. You didn't stay consistent. You didn't try the hardest. You know what I mean? It's like you give up. So stop giving up, suck it up, and be accepting of yourself and love yourself. Or get a move on, girl, and be consistent and do what you got to do and fight every day and get your shit done. I mean, this turned into like a raging situation, didn't it? Basically, If you're unhappy with yourself, do everything you can and stay consistent and fight every day to be happy with yourself. Because at the end of the day, only you can save you, only you can better yourself, and only you can make yourself feel good, you know? And that's what I'm working on this year, is stop saying like, oh, I can't get this 15 pounds off. Oh, my body. No, I haven't consistently been tracking. That's on me. That's my fault. I haven't been consistently drinking a ton of water. I know my body retains tons of water. Okay, that's on me. That's my fault. I haven't been stressed, like making sure I'm not stressed all the time by working out and giving my body and my mental state a better place. That's on me too. So what have I been doing this past 2 weeks? Getting back, getting consistent, and I've already lost 3.2 pounds. It's like, duh, Sophie. But anyways, sorry if that was like a tangent. Some of these are like self-help, kick in the ass type of things, but just know I say all of this to myself. Like, I say this stuff to myself all the time because I'm more of a tough love person. Like, I just don't like being the victim or playing the victim or acting like, oh, all these things when I know when I put my head down and I get to work, it works. You know what I mean? When I truly try and I truly put effort and time into it, it works. Yeah, some weeks aren't as good as others. Yeah, some weeks I'm sitting there like, oh, but consistency is key in everything in life. And anyways, that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't, because it really helps support my channel. I post every Monday and Thursday. I love you guys so much. Let's kick ass this year, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.